Hello and welcome to today's video, where we'll be taking a closer look at Adobe Photoshop for iPad. Adobe Photoshop is one of the most popular photo editing software programs in the world. And with the release of its iPad version, it has become more accessible to users who prefer mobile devices. Adobe Photoshop for iPad offers most of the features that its desktop version does, including layers, brushes, filters, and tools for adjusting color, tone, and exposure. The interface is designed for touch, which means that users can pinch, zoom, and swipe their way around the screen to edit their photos. In terms of performance, Adobe Photoshop for iPad is surprisingly fast and responsive. It can handle large files and complex edits without any lag or stuttering. This is thanks to Adobe's cloud technology, which allows users to access their files and projects from anywhere and on any device. One of the best things about Adobe Photoshop for iPad is its compatibility with other Adobe software programs. Users can easily import their files from other Adobe software programs, such as Adobe Lightroom, and continue working on them in Photoshop for iPad. This is a huge time saver for those who use multiple Adobe software programs. Adobe Photoshop for iPad is available as part of the Adobe Creative Cloud subscription, which costs £19.97 per month. While this may seem a bit pricey for some users, it's important to note that the subscription includes access to all of Adobe's software programs, including Photoshop, Lightroom, Illustrator, and more. While Adobe Photoshop for iPad offers most of the features that its desktop version does, there are still some limitations to keep in mind. For example, there is no support for external keyboards, which can be a bit frustrating for users who prefer typing on a physical keyboard. Additionally, some users may find the lack of a file system and the inability to access files locally on the iPad to be limiting. Overall, Adobe Photoshop for iPad is an excellent photo editing software program that offers most of the features of its desktop version. It's fast, responsive, and compatible with other Adobe software programs. While the subscription cost may be a bit steep for some users, it's important to consider the value of having access to all of Adobe's software programs. If you're a professional photographer or graphic designer who needs a powerful photo editing tool that you can take with you on the go, then Adobe Photoshop for iPad is definitely worth considering.